after shoveling over 20 inches of snow today, all I wanted, man, was to sit down and enjoy a nice vanilla latte and enjoy a nice episode of Monday Night Raw a week before the Elimination Chamber in Chicago. I had more fun shoveling the snow in my driveway for 3 hours than I did watching this show for 3 hours. Why? How is that even possible? This show absolutely sucks. And it might have been the worst Monday Night Raw of the entire year. I want to see a thumbs down emoji if you are not excited about the Elimination Chamber in the chat. We're going to the venue inside my mother's basement. We're gonna need a lot of beverages tonight, folks. A lot of beverages. So when I get there on this Monday night, if you're not asleep, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for February 23rd, 2026. I'm your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining us on this Monday evening, wherever you may be. You know, it's going to be March by the time we get to the end of this week. I'm still waiting to feel that WrestleMania season. I don't see anything but doom and gloom. I've been watching Stranger Things lately. I finally made it to season 5. During the snowstorm yesterday, I watched a good 5 episodes of Stranger Things. And I got, how many left? 4 more episodes left? Bro, WWE, you know, coming out of WrestleMania 40, bro, we've been living in the upside down for about 2 years now. Genuinely. I don't know what the fuck this place is. I don't know what happened to the same people that were booking that shit. I don't know what happened to these shows. I don't know what happened to the get up and go and take over the world mentality that this company once had. They took great pride in giving you the best fucking show. They gave you excitement. They gave you unpredictability. They gave you story. And not all of it was great. Nothing ever is. But the fact of the matter is, if you look at this WWE product today, you look at tonight's show, specifically, uninspired, lifeless. This is a company operating without a heart. This is a company operating without a soul. Period. There's not a single dose of excitement anywhere on this show. There's not a single dose of excitement anywhere in this entire company right now. On Monday or Friday. Outside of the AJ Styles tribute, and outside of AJ Styles getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame by the Grim Reaper himself, because that's what they've turned the Undertaker into. They've turned him into a happy Grim Reaper where he comes bearing good news. Every time you see him, that's his new gimmick. That, you're going into the Hall of Fame, man. Congratulations. Outside of all of that, which we'll have an opinion on at the end of the show, this was the worst Monday Night Raw of the entire year. This was the worst Monday Night Raw. This might have been the worst WWE show all year, outside of the 1-year anniversary show on Netflix, which was fucking terrible. You know, I want to start with, there was a lot of bad that happened on tonight's show. I mean, Bronson Reed got injured in a fundamental breaking up a pinfall from Jey Uso to Grande Americano. Bronson Reed tore his bicep. Going to be out 6 months. Guy goes from being the number 2 in command in the division to then going to leader of the division de facto because Braun Breaker's out, to hopefully qualifying for the Elimination Chamber and getting to WrestleMania, to now missing the Chamber, missing WrestleMania, and basically putting himself on the shelf till SummerSlam. But you know what the most egregious thing of all tonight was? WWE flew in Brock Lesnar. WWE flew in Brock Lesnar tonight. And everybody was chirping on social media, oh, Brock's back. What does WWE got planned for Brock Lesnar that they're bringing him to a random Monday Night Raw a week before the Elimination Chamber? Is he going to steal someone's spot in the Elimination Chamber? Is he going to attack the winner of the last qualifying match and maybe steal their spot? Was he going to wrestle on tonight's show? Oh, man. I got a better chance of Stephanie Vaquer saying yes if I ask her out on a date than fucking Brock Lesnar wrestling on this show. What are you fucking kidding me? No. Maybe Brock wrestles on this show. Or maybe they set up his WrestleMania opponent. WWE kind of did that. They maybe did that. They flew Brock Lesnar into Atlanta to have him bounce around in the aisleway and stand there looking around confused while Paul Heyman spoke about an open challenge taking place at WrestleMania because there's nobody man enough in the back. There's nobody man enough today in the back, but there'll be someone man enough at WrestleMania, though. No one man enough to step up to the beast at WrestleMania. At the same time, WWE clearly wanted you to know, as they shilled Brock Lesnar's schedule for Monday Night Raw, as if he's gracing us with his presence, during WrestleMania season. These are the list of dates, and there's like 5 or 6 dates, all on the road to WrestleMania in March, that Brock will be on Monday night. I'll give you one guess as to who came out. Nobody. Nobody came out. As Brock Lesnar's dancing around, nobody came out. You fly this guy in after there's this terrible feeling about Brock Lesnar even being back in general. To have him get a lukewarm reaction on a lifeless episode of Raw, and then you don't follow up with any plans whatsoever for Brock Lesnar. So what's the plan? What's the idea here for an open challenge? Lesnar's going to show up 5 or 6 times on the road to WrestleMania to do what? To claim that nobody's man enough to answer the open challenge and no one comes out? Or Brock Lesnar issuing an open challenge, and then we have people come out who clearly will not be Brock Lesnar's opponent and will clearly be eaten and mauled like the grizzly bear that Brock Lesnar is. I don't think WWE even realizes what they need to do with Brock Lesnar. I don't think WWE has a fucking plan for Brock Lesnar, to be quite honest with you. I don't know. I do know, but I don't know. What is so difficult? What? You're going to sell us on what? We got to wait 2 fucking months for someone to answer Brock Lesnar's open challenge? Who the fuck is it? Who is it? It doesn't even make any sense. Who's on the roster that's going to answer the open challenge? Why is he not there, but all of a sudden he's going to appear at WrestleMania? The answer is simple. For all we know, the fucking guy who comes out of the mystery crate is going to answer the open challenge. For all we know, that it'll be fucking Danhausen answering the open challenge. Brock Lesnar is one of the biggest acts that you have, no matter what you think of him. One of the biggest acts on the show. And you guys just randomly trot him out there amidst all the allegations that are surrounding him. And you don't do anything to enhance him being on television. You don't do anything to calm the flames of people who have this terrible opinion of him. WrestleMania tickets are sorely lacking. This is WWE's fault. This is TKO's fault. They want to quiet everybody in the greater Las Vegas area by shutting down watch-alongs, and they want to shut down watch parties. Now, you can't show the show because that's going to take away from people filling the venue. Well, if you actually sold tickets at a human rate for people to actually attend the shows, maybe you won't have to shut down the fucking watch-alongs. And people would be willing to go. You got this guy on the show. You advertise him for the show. People pay money to be there because Lesnar's going to be advertised. And that's what you do. An open challenge. Why couldn't this have been done by Paul Heyman alone? Why did we need Brock Lesnar out there? Why couldn't this have been done as he filmed something in Saskatchewan and he emailed the fucking file to WWE PR? I don't understand it. You got this guy out there, you got this guy on the show, in the ring, and you do nothing to follow up anything. And like I said, the tickets and the vibe around WrestleMania are sorely lacking. What the fuck are you waiting for? You got Obafemi in the back mixing it up with fucking Rusev. You got Obafemi on SmackDown reading poems with Kit Wilson. And then you got Brock Lesnar on the fucking show. And then nowhere to be seen is Obafemi. Do you think it's going to get a bigger reaction at WrestleMania when Obafemi finally answers the open challenge instead of giving people something to look forward to? I don't know, maybe building a fucking dialogue or a story between them. The open challenge is fucking lame. It's WWE's version of telling you, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. They are completely incapable of telling any story. This is why they do it. Either that or Lesnar doesn't want to tell any fucking story. But we got to wait for 6 Brock Lesnar appearances as he comes out and waits for people to answer this open challenge, with ultimately nobody answering until the day of WrestleMania. Bro, people were legitimately chanting. The one thing that people were chanting for in Atlanta, they fucking sucked. These people chanted Oba. You know what the fans want. You know what the fans want to see. Yet you produce nothing. Nothing. You got Lesnar, use him. You got Femi there, use him. You already fucked up the face-to-face in the Royal Rumble. Yeah, the elimination happened and nobody made a big deal about it. I did, because it was fucking terrible. Then Lesnar gets eliminated while everybody's fucking eating. And then you legitimately air a Rusev and Obafemi segment right before Lesnar comes out, and they're in the same building, and nothing? Nothing. Not a bump of a shoulder, not a glance from across the room, nothing. Bro, you do not hate WWE. You do not hate WWE enough. This is WrestleMania season. I can absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, speak for everybody and say we're tired of waiting. This greed that has come over WWE over the last year and a half is disgusting. It's bad enough you pushed WrestleMania back last year to 19 and 20 of April. Easter weekend. You're doing the same thing again this year. You push WrestleMania back an extra couple of weeks. That doesn't mean you get to take a couple of weeks off during the road to WrestleMania. We need to see results. And we've seen nothing. Nothing. Waiting and waiting and waiting on things to transpire when Triple H and Bruce Pritchard want them to take place. Waiting on stories, waiting on angles, waiting on match announcements. Bro, on top of who wins the Royal Rumble, and on top of who the championship matches will be, what the championship matches will be, you should at the same time already be in the process of giving us WrestleMania caliber stories surrounding even the Royal Rumble winners. It doesn't stop there. WWE's got this vicious habit when they complete the Royal Rumble and you get the women's Royal Rumble and the men's Royal Rumble winner. They sit on this decision. They sit. Why? Bro, you should automatically know, if you're a human being, where you want to go. They announced CM Punk and Roman Reigns almost instantaneously because this is legitimately the biggest match that they got at their disposal outside of Punk and Cody. So they got that one out there because not only is it the biggest, it's the one that's going to draw the most interest. And they need to draw a lot of interest because their fucking ticket sales are slacking big time. That's why they announced it. And then Reigns takes another 4 weeks off. We'll see him in March with Lesnar. Oh, he'll be on the show next Monday. It's great. Thanks for coming to work. They got this terrible mentality of just waiting. Bro, half the WrestleMania card should already be set in stone. Half of it. This is a company operating as if they don't have anything for WrestleMania at all, and it's February 23rd. I don't give a shit about slumping ticket sales. I don't give a fuck about snowstorms. I don't give a fuck about injuries. I don't give a shit. You are the professionals. Make something happen that is going to generate interest instead of sitting back and fucking cowering in your corner and just letting fans absolutely sit around not excited. We are tired of waiting. You need to produce. You need to produce, and we want to see the results. We deserve to see the results. I've been very hard on AEW. Very. But there's no bones about it. AEW is putting on better television than WWE is right now. They're not great by any stretch. But man, the things that are supposed to be important, they are giving you the feeling of important. I have a very difficult time finding what's important on this show. And I don't understand how people aren't up in arms about what we're getting. I don't get how you're a fan and you're not up in arms about how fucking soulless these shows are. Using Lesnar as a prop to shill his schedule to potentially sell tickets because Brock Lesnar is going to be appearing on these shows. Well, here's what Lesnar's schedule is. Buy your tickets at your discretion. That's what you brought him to Monday Night Raw in Atlanta to do, to shill his Monday Night Raw schedule instead of giving us his WrestleMania opponent? We're going to give him an open challenge. This is his schedule. Have a good night, guys. You should be fucking absolutely ashamed. Ashamed at yourself for robbing every single fucking fan of some excitement on this show. And then you wonder why Lesnar doesn't get the type of reactions he used to get. Then you wonder why Lesnar is not wanted on television. Then you wonder why people are asking, why is Brock Lesnar here? Why is he eating up television time? Why is he this? Why is he that? Why is he not in jail? Why is he not this? Bro, if you gave us a stare down between Brock Lesnar and Obafemi tonight to kickstart the road to WrestleMania, I'm not asking for them every single week on the fucking show. But when Lesnar is there, create some dialogue. Maybe get Lesnar involved in what Obafemi's doing. We got nothing. So the idea is to bring Brock Lesnar to Monday Night Raw to do what? To wait around until someone answers the challenge. And then at WrestleMania, someone answers the challenge. And we don't even know if it's going to end up being Obafemi. We don't. Could be fucking LA Knight. What is LA Knight doing? With the injuries happening to the Vision, LA Knight's WrestleMania spot is fucking becoming smaller and smaller every single week. God forbid Dave is right about LA Knight and Brock Lesnar. God forbid. Awful. Absolutely fucking awful. Bronson Reed is injured. I think it's time we have a discussion about ending the Vision. The Vision is dead. The Vision died when Rollins got hurt. They were legitimately hanging on by a thread. And then Braun Breaker went out with injury, and at that point, the visual of the casket being lowered is what that was. Bronson Reed is everybody shoveling the dirt on top of the fucking open plot. It's basically what that is. The vision is dead. Guy's going to miss the Chamber. Guy's going to miss WrestleMania. Unless Paul Heyman has an idea for a new vision, I don't know exactly where we're going with the vision. The idea of Logan Paul and Bronson Reed teaming up against Seth Rollins and LA Knight is still there with Austin Theory, but that doesn't really speak to me about being WrestleMania. I don't really understand how WWE could even fathom continuing the group. It's over. You got Logan Paul, who is a Pokemon scammer, and then you got Austin Theory, who nobody gives a fuck about. Some group you got there. Alongside the Oracle, who, if you asked him, I guarantee you, he did not see this one coming. And by the way, Bronson Reed was supposed to win that match tonight with the Elimination Chamber qualifier. He was in with Jey Uso and Grande Americano, and then they had to call an audible and call Jey Uso the winner, per WrestleVotes. So good luck to everybody wanting to see a decent Chamber. I'm assuming we'll get one with Cody and Randy in there, but Jay's in there now, so expect some yeeting on top of the pod. The Women's Elimination Chamber qualifier. I don't know if it's WWE taking a risk or making the Women's Elimination Chamber match itself a little bit more predictable. You're going to really make me want to see Alexa Bliss win the Elimination Chamber, aren't you? Javon Evans, he was in a match tonight, which was probably the best thing on the fucking show against Kofi Kingston. And my God, Natalya and Maxxine Dupri, bro, we are looking at the worst television outside of the MFTs and the Wyatt Six in all of pro wrestling. I never heard a crowd of 12,000 people at the Allstate Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. I never heard a crowd of 12,000 supposedly sold out, operating as if there was 0 people in attendance. Bro, I got more heat on the House of Glory show on Friday than both Maxxine Dupri and Natalya did on this show. Combined. Absolutely pathetic. Awful. This was the worst show, the worst Raw. I don't even know. Can we even put it in SmackDown's category? This was the worst Raw, comfortably, of 2026. We're going to go over the show tonight. Thank you guys for being here. We got 3,300 in the venue tonight, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We got a super chat bomb, which we're going to get into in just a little bit. But before we do that, again, I want to thank you guys for joining us. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you leave a comment as well. Helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. We got 3,300 in here tonight. I want to see at least 1,000 likes. Nobody goes anywhere until we get at least 1,000 likes. So make sure you guys do that for me. It is easy to do. It takes no work at all, and it helps us out tremendously. If you guys are on the audio side of things and catching up, always leave a rating and leave a comment. Helps us out tremendously. I've been doing a great job of getting the audio up immediately as soon as I end here, so you guys have it for your morning drives or your morning ride to work. So make sure you guys reciprocate that and leave a comment. Leave a rating. It all helps us out. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. It's the best way to support what we do here. We want to round out the month of February in the best way possible. Go check out all the great content on the channel. Plenty of it. We were live on Saturday afternoon for a great SmackDown stream. You guys did almost 30,000 views on the SmackDown stream. Makes me wonder why I don't do it on Saturday afternoon more often. Or maybe you guys wanted to know what I felt finally being back at House of Glory on Friday. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Tomorrow we'll be live with the Solid Monster. I'm sure we'll shit on this Raw together as well. So make sure you guys do that. We'll give you some Chamber discussion tomorrow. Always a great show with the Solid Monsters, so make sure you guys tune into TNT tomorrow. Tonight we are sponsored by Mars Men. Make sure you guys go to mengotomars.com for 50% off. Not only do you get 50% off, you get 3 free gifts when you check out. I want to thank Mars Men for sponsoring the show tonight. We'll talk about those guys a little bit later on in the show. And I got to get to this super chat because he was a fucking beast to kick us off here on the Monday Night Raw post. We got a bomb right as we start the show from my guy, Siliths. $99.99, $100 super chat. Hey, JD, do you think AJ Styles going into the Hall of Fame now is to keep him from wrestling anywhere besides WWE? It just seems sketchy to me that they do this now of all times rather than before the speculation of him working anywhere else after he decided he was done wrestling. Well, I will tell you this, brother. AJ going into the Hall of Fame, to me, is WWE wanting to monetize AJ as much as they can before he eventually goes and does anything else. Do I think AJ is going to wrestle anywhere else this year? The answer is no. Do I see AJ Styles wrestling anywhere else after this year? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think WWE gave him the fucking bag to sit at home. I think not only does WWE want him to sit at home, I think the kids want him to sit at home. I think the wife wants him to sit at home. And I think AJ, for at least the time being, is done. That's why they did what they did tonight. He put the gloves in the ring, put the vest in the ring. They gave him the Hall of Fame induction, and they are keeping him within the WWE family. If I was to take a stab at it, I don't think WWE wants him to wrestle anywhere because they know exactly where he's going to go. It's been no secret from anybody over there. All WWE needs to do is look at a tweet and look at the social media reaction of AJ retiring and what the fans really want to see and who the fans really want to see him wrestle. A lot of those people work for the competition. WWE does not want one of theirs to go to the competition. They will do anything at all costs to keep AJ Styles within the WWE. And that means paying him royally to stay retired and then maybe give him a position or a match in WWE. I don't want to speculate on what AJ's doing because genuinely nobody knows. But I know AEW and AEW people have been wanting him there for a very long time. And he's got a lot of friends there. I just don't know if that's going to happen this year. I'd love to see it happen, to be quite honest with you, at Wembley. Because I think if Tony Khan has a Ospreay MJF match for the World Championship alongside Kenny Omega versus AJ Styles, he's selling out Wembley more than he did the first time they went there. Just based off those two matches. I don't think he wrestles for AEW this year. Which is sad. Monday night. Let's get into this show. We start things off a little hectically here on Monday night. The show didn't start bad. I want to make that perfectly clear. The show did not start bad whatsoever. The show actually started pretty hot. Michael Cole and Corey Graves were in the ring. And they are normally never in the ring introducing us to Monday Night Raw. And I gotta say, bro, Michael Cole is great at what he does. But when Michael Cole is off, or Michael Cole is uninspired, or not exciting, boy, does it show. You legitimately got Michael Cole and Corey Graves in the ring. Bro, I swear to God, I thought they were welcoming us to a fucking funeral tonight. This is the way you start your flagship show? Michael Cole's in there with some somber, solemn voice, and Corey Graves is standing next to him. Bro, I haven't seen them sound so defeated in so long. Mixed with the crowd around them not generating any noise whatsoever. Where the fuck was everybody? I remember the days where Monday night, you couldn't wait for Monday Night Raw to start. You got fireworks, you got fucking bombs going off everywhere, you got some theme music to get you hyped. Bro, the product is so fucking awful nowadays. It is so sterile. I don't know what the fuck they want to be. I don't know who the fuck is making the decisions to start a show that way, man. It is unreal to me. Nothing they do generates any excitement whatsoever. We go from that to some backing track by some fucking D-list rapper that makes terrible fucking music. I don't know what type of audience they're trying to cater to. Bro, give me something and build your show with some fucking excitement. It starts with the little things, and they're not doing any of the little things correctly. Give me some excitement. Show me that you're fucking happy to be there. Give me some backing music that is going to get people pumped for Monday Night Raw. Ridiculous. Gunther interrupted these guys. Somebody had to. I'm glad it was him. Enough, Corey. Enough. Gunther says they were trying their hardest, but to him, it didn't really cut it. So get out of his ring and sit behind the desk and tell the audience how great Gunther is. He walked up the stairs into the ring. He says they were celebrating a loser. He says they were all losers. Bill Goldberg, a loser. John Cena, a loser. AJ Styles, a loser. He says they should all share something in common, and that is he killed their careers. He says what should really happen is a celebration for a truly great professional wrestler, me. Adam Pearce interrupted and yelled over and over and over and over again. This is enough. This is enough. This is enough. And Gunther, Adam Pearce's voice was a little bit more commanding than Gunther's was. So Adam Pearce was trying to speak over Gunther. But Gunther continued to speak, ignoring Adam Pearce. He went on and continued his promo as if he didn't hear Adam Pearce. But Adam Pearce kept yelling over and over and over again. 4 security geeks came out. Shane Helms was out there with Adam Pearce. He said he'd have his guys escort him out of the building. Gunther laughed. He said he'd leave, but not because he wants him to leave. He says he's leaving on his own free will because of the disgrace of what is happening here tonight. Gunther had some words for Adam Pearce as he walked past him by ringside, which we didn't pick up. He left, and security escorted him up the aisleway. Corey Graves went on to say Gunther did speak truth, that he has ended careers. Obviously, he has. He's the career killer. And as that happened, then Gunther was walking up the aisleway at the stage portion of the aisleway. Dragon Lee jumped Gunther from behind on the stage as Gunther was gloating. Security tried to pull them apart. Gunther fled to the back. He threw a fit. Dragon Lee broke free. He ran through Gorilla. He jumped Gunther again in Gorilla position. Adam Pearce is yelling at Gunther to leave because it's just not your night. So Gunther's standing there all frazzled. They're asking him to leave the building. Cody Rhodes walks over. Cody walks over. He sees Gunther all frazzled. They give each other a look. Cody walks through Gorilla, and Cody walks out to the ring, and he does his spiel. So Cody gets into the ring, and he said he knows what Atlanta wants to talk about. AJ Styles. He said he is wrestling royalty. Before he can continue, he was interrupted by the Vision. Out walked Paul Heyman, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Bronson Reed. Austin Theory says he couldn't stand the fans booing them and disrespecting his wise man and disrespecting the Vision. He said he's ashamed of being from Atlanta. Logan Paul took the microphone and says he knows Cody isn't being ashamed of being from Atlanta because just like everyone from Atlanta, he's got zero common sense. When Bronson Reed wins tonight, wins the Chamber, and then wins at WrestleMania, the Vision will take over SmackDown as well. He said Cody would be the first man out the door. Cody says he knows someone who would disagree with all of that. Out comes Jey Uso, and Jey Uso starts yeeting in the aisleway, in the fans. He makes his way through the crowd, yeeting and dancing. Jimmy was there with him. Michael Cole said Jey wanted to return to WrestleMania and main event one more time, but he had to qualify and get to the Elimination Chamber and win that one first. You know, Drew McIntyre mentioned something a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago when Roman Reigns and CM Punk had their tremendous back and forth promo. And that WrestleMania match was set. They threw Drew McIntyre under the bus a few times. McIntyre, like the champion he is and should be, on Friday Night SmackDown that week, addressed CM Punk and Roman Reigns. And he mentioned something about Roman Reigns and CM Punk and the rest of everybody that he doesn't like. He mentioned that all they do is aura farm. Bro, this company has become nothing but a lifeless, soulless aura farm vortex every single week. And it starts with Jey Uso. And Cody Rhodes is guilty of that as well. Because they want to create these fucking bigger than life, larger than life moments. And then that's it. They want to come off as being this grand spectacle. And then they don't deliver where it matters most, in the ring and in the story. Aura farming. Bro, this entire entrance. I got excited when Gunther actually interrupted the show. Because I thought that it may have some long-term ramifications and lead to some story that's threaded throughout the show, which, as we watched all the show and watched the show come to its conclusion, the beginning of the show meant nothing. The beginning of the show meant legitimately nothing. Like, if they wanted maximum fucking heat on Gunther, he would have came back at the end of the show and attacked AJ Styles. And then I stared down with The Undertaker before he was escorted out of the fucking building. No chance. No risk. You already had Gunther retire this fucking guy at the Royal Rumble. What difference does it make if you give him 10 seconds to hit this guy in the back with a steel chair and ruin the announcement to get even more heat on him? I legitimately thought they were going to thread something throughout the show with Gunther holding the show hostage and interrupting the start of AJ Styles' tribute Raw. They didn't even do that. All they did was give you, we'll send you out there and then we'll have Dragon Lee come out and attack you. As if anybody gives a fuck about Dragon Lee. Then, now, and forever. Dragon Lee is nothing. He's not even a rest stop on the New Jersey Turnpike. He's nothing. He's just a guy that Gunther's going to destroy and someone that, honestly, Gunther should brutalize. Brutalize. In the same way he did Jey Uso last year. That's what we need to do. I don't understand. I don't understand how we've dropped the ball so much in regards to Gunther generating legit heel heat. Gunther coming out and interrupting the show is only step one. WWE missed step 2, 3, 4, 5. So they got him escorted out of the building. Dragon Lee attacks him, and then we don't see either guy for the rest of the fucking show. That's it. It's over. The show started off hot. Then we got Cody coming out. He's interrupted by the Vision, and then Cody introduces Jey Uso, and it's nothing but one big Aura Farm circle jerk on Monday night. It's fucking disgusting. Unfortunately, this is where the good of the show stopped. Bronson Reed, Jey Uso, and the original El Grande Americano. This was a men's Elimination Chamber qualifier. This was the final men's Elimination Chamber qualifier. Bell rang at 8:20. WWE usually goes to a commercial within 90 seconds. No different here. Bell rings at 8:20. We're in commercial by 8:22. So we come back from the break. Gable wiped both guys out with a big acai moonsault. Jey and Gable did their best to keep Bronson Reed at bay. Reed came back, stacked both guys up on his shoulders, and hit an impressive double Samoan drop. Reed then gave Jey a world's strongest slam, and he tried dumping Gable onto Jey, but Gable countered by giving Reed a bulldog while simultaneously leg dropping Jey Uso, which looked cool. Gable gave Jey one of his chaos theories and then goes up top. Wouldn't be a Jey Uso match if there wasn't a botch. Gable went for a flying headbutt. And I don't know what the fuck happened here. It looked to me that Jey was in position, then all of a sudden rolled out of position. Jey, imagine Gable on the top rope, aisleway side. He's on the top rope. And Jey Uso is legitimately near the other turnbuckle commentary side. Like, legitimately, he's basically underneath the bottom rope commentary side. So Gable, I don't know why Gable just didn't drop down and deliver a in-ring headbutt. Gable, he jumps off the top rope and delivers a flying headbutt and tries a flying headbutt from basically ring's length, turnbuckle to turnbuckle, on Jey Uso. Now, did he hit him? No, he didn't. He landed first, and then his head barely grazed Jey Uso. But this is how we get hurt. Gable just came back from a 6-month injury. And for you to do something like that is incredibly fucking stupid. And Jey Uso, I don't know what is the problem with Jey Uso. Legitimately, people are looking for it to happen every single match. There is a botch every single match. Without fail, every match. Nobody cares in WWE because fans love it, fans eat, fans get excited. He's selling merch, he's making money. They don't give a fuck. But we all see it. And then Jay's going to go cry on Instagram and say, we don't deserve his family. We love your family. We're just tired of the aura farming. And we're tired of the fucking absolute effortless matches that's happen week by week by week. So the flying headbutt missed. He landed face first on the mat. I don't even think he even touched him. Commentary says he got grazed. I don't think so. So Gable sold it like he hit the move because he made the cover. Reed broke it up. And then it was at this point, Bronson Reed makes a dive and breaks up the count from Gable on Jey Uso. And we see Bronson Reed taken out of the match indefinitely. He does not return. He rolls out to the ring, and he's never seen in the match again. Now, if you look at the dive of him breaking up the pinfall, he went in and he hooked his arm on Grande Americano and did a one-arm swipe of trying to break up the pinfall. Bronson Reed breaks up the pinfall. He gets up, he looks at his arm, and immediately people made the connection that he was hurt because he looked at his arm. Like it looked like a fundamental routine breakup of a pin, but the guy looks at his fucking arm. He rolls out of the ring. He's on the floor. We got medical on the floor with him, and something was fucked up. Something was wrong. So, Gable, he is completely in character here. He's giving us the Americano gimmick, and he's doing chaos theories and headbutts. He gives a great German suplex to Bronson Reed at one point. Reed's out of the match. So Graves acknowledged here that the original El Grande Americano was detested in AAA, while El Grande Americano Kaiser was heralded as a hero. So they're clearly planting seeds for what I believe is going to be a WrestleMania match here. Now, we didn't see Kaiser on the show tonight. Jay goes up for an Uso splash. Gable got his knees up. He applied an ankle lock. Jay fought out of it, and they trade kicks until Jay hits a spear, if you want to call it that, and an Uso splash for the 1, 2, 3. Jay's spear is terrible, and Jay's Uso splash went from something that looked great to something that I think he is even himself hesitant to even use nowadays. It almost looks like he doesn't want to splash somebody. Just awful. In everything he does, he's been awful. So Jey Uso wins. He advances to the Elimination Chamber. He joins the rest of the field. And it was not supposed to be Jey Uso. Bronson Reed was supposed to win this match according to WrestleVotes. Bronson Reed was supposed to be in there. And now Jey Uso is in there. And now nobody from the Vision is in the Elimination Chamber, which I'm assuming fucks up plans. I'm assuming this fucks up plans. I'm going to take a stab at it because if Bronson Reed was in the chamber with Braun Breaker out and Logan Paul and Austin Theory not really factoring into anything right now, Bronson Reed was supposed to be the guy in the Vision that was going to advance to the Elimination Chamber. I am predicting, or I did predict, that we would have seen the Masked Man, because WWE loves to do this gimmick where the Masked Man or somebody that wants to stop someone else in the chamber from advancing or winning, the Masked Man would get in there and ruin Bronson Reed's chances of winning the Elimination Chamber. Now, the Masked Man, I don't know when the plan was to unmask him. I'm assuming that we'd get him unmasked soon. As he unmasked, it would be Seth Rollins, and then we'd get a WrestleMania match planned in whatever WrestleMania match it was going to be, whether it was going to be Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed, or Seth Rollins and LA Knight versus Bronson Reed and Logan Paul, or I know there's been a rumor that Bad Bunny, WWE's reached out to Bad Bunny and representatives of Bad Bunny because they want him at WrestleMania. Rollins and Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul and Bronson Reed. This is what the Vision angle has degenerated into. Now we don't know. Now, Rollins may not have a WrestleMania match built up in the chamber. We might have to wait on that. At this rate, Rollins doesn't need a mask to take out the Vision. They're taking themselves out. Braun Breaker needed hernia surgery by flipping over a commentary table. Rollins took himself out. Bronson Reed, he took himself out by breaking up a fucking pinfall by tearing his bicep. At this rate, Rollins doesn't need anybody. He doesn't need to take out the Vision. They're taking themselves out. What a ridiculous group. People want to joke that it's cursed. It is cursed. It is cursed. This is what we call karma is a bitch. You defied the gods because you wanted to sell your pro wrestling angle for WWE Unreal on Netflix. So you had Rollins go out there and fake a fucking injury. You made it a big thing on season 2 of WWE Unreal. And the wrestling gods are now laughing. You wanted to expose the business. Ha-ha. You wanted to sell a fake injury that never was a real injury for a storyline, for a fake television reality show. Ha-ha. It's exactly what they did. And now they're paying for it. The one I feel bad for here is Bronson Reed. Rollins injured himself by doing a move that he never should be doing. Braun Breaker injured himself by flipping over an announce table. The one I feel bad for the most is Bronson Reed. Because he was the one that was going to benefit from this entire fucking group. He broke his foot. He missed WrestleMania. The year he broke his foot, he missed WrestleMania. And now he broke up a fundamental pinfall in an Elimination Chamber match that he was supposed to win, and now he's missing WrestleMania again. If you don't feel for Bronson Reed, I don't know how you're feeling, period. The group is cursed. We don't need Danhausen to come and fucking curse everybody with his fucking jar of teeth. The group is already fucking cursed. I don't know how we move on. Paul Heyman is left with Logan Paul and Austin Theory. Maybe they go back to the drawing board. Maybe he uses his intuition and calls up a couple of talents from NXT and we create a new vision. Maybe. And maybe that new vision takes on Seth Rollins and LA Knight at WrestleMania. I mean, you could still do the Bad Bunny thing, but at this point, is Bad Bunny even a lock for WrestleMania? I mean, that is a crapshoot. We don't know. Is Bad Bunny going to be available for WrestleMania? Is he going to be ready for WrestleMania? Bad Bunny and Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul and Austin Theory. I guess that'll work, right? Bad Bunny and Logan Paul played things up due to the Super Bowl halftime performance. Comments have been made. Austin Theory was a disciple of Seth Rollins. He came back as a masked man doing the Vision's bidding, using his maneuvers. I guess it'll work. If they still want to go with that, if that's even possible. It ain't no Bronson Reed. That's who I feel bad for. The Vision has gone blind. The group is dead. And I don't know if it's in WWE's best interest to continue the group. Everything about the group has been fucking cursed from the get-go. As soon as Rollins went down with injury, it was over. It was over. Because Rollins' injury fucked up the WrestleMania plans even more. If Rollins didn't get hurt, we're looking at Cody versus Punk and Rollins versus Reigns. Night 1 and Night 2 main events. If you want to know whose injury fucked up the plans most, it's Seth Rollins. For a move that he never should have done in the first place. CM Punk. He entered the arena in the passenger seat of a Toyota Camry NASCAR driven by Tyler Reddick, owned by Michael Jordan's team. He sped in the parking lot. He did donuts around the parking lot. Punk exited the car, and he looked like he had a good time. He had one of them, what's his name? Tyler Reddick. On Michael Jordan's team, he had one of them new custom WWE title belts. Nothing more than a fucking advertisement for shop. Everything's a fucking advertisement on this show. Who watches NASCAR? God, your life really must be fucking boring if you watch NASCAR. Fuck out of here, man. Couldn't pay me enough money to fucking sit there. Wee! Wee! Oh, look at that, Ma! We got the Toyota Camry going around! Here's is on Lat 103. Who watches NASCAR, man? For what reason you watch NASCAR? I guarantee you the only reason why you watch NASCAR is to see some fucking destruction. That's it. Look, Ma, they made a right turn. Look, Ma, he made a pit stop. They're changing the left tire. It's got a flat. Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio came out. It was a replay this week of Stephanie Vaquer's promo where she interrupted Liv Morgan's interview with Michael Cole. They put subtitles over it. Gee, thanks, WWE. That would have came in handy last week when I didn't know what the fuck she was saying. So they showed a replay of this. Morgan looked upset in the ring, seeing the replay again. She cheered up when Dominic Mysterio introduced her as the greatest Royal Rumble winner ever. Dominic said Morgan was ready to make her decision, so she called out Stephanie Vaquer and Jade Cargill. Did Dominic butcher Jade Cargill's name? Did he mispronounce that? Did he mispronounce Jade Cargill's name? How did he pronounce how did he pronounce Jade Cargill's name? Morgan went to get something off her chest first before she announced her decision. She told Stephanie that her words caught her by surprise last week. Jade Borgill? Oh, he did it on purpose. Oh, okay, he did it on purpose. Okay. If he did it on purpose, I don't blame him. Corgill. Is that what he said? Is that what he said? Jade Corgill? Cargill? Jade Cargill? Oh, man. Jade... That's a funny one, man. Jade Cargill. Oh, like a seagull. Ah! You go down to the Atlantic City Boardwalk, man. You see Jade Cargill. Ah! As they steal fucking French fries from the fucking people who walk on the boardwalk with open food. Clearly, there's signs everywhere. Don't feed the fucking birds. And everybody's feeding the birds. Ridiculous. So Stephanie's words caught her by surprise. She wasn't used to being this vulnerable, and she thought about what Stephanie said all week. Won't be the first time we're thinking about Stephanie all week, right, chat? Right? Morgan said Vaquer was right. She didn't realize how selfish she had been or how privileged she really was. She had 10 years of the best coaches and facilities and still thought that she was struggling. She didn't know much about Vaquer's story, that she had to scratch and claw for 10 years just to get to WWE. Liv Morgan apologized for judging her and knew Stephanie was the champion that she was because of what she had to go through. But now it was time to focus on her own story. Morgan turned her attention to Jade Cargill, but Liv quickly turned back to Stephanie and absolutely blasted Stephanie in the head with the microphone, and Stephanie sold the shit out of this shot from Liv Morgan. Cargill smiled. She left the ring. Morgan then did some ground and pound on Stephanie, hit a code breaker, hit an oblivion. Morgan dumped the world title onto Stephanie before she left the ring with Dom. So, A, nobody's surprised by this decision because nobody wanted to see Liv Morgan versus Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. Number two, I thought what they did here as far as setting the story up last week, giving us what the promo actually stated this week, which should have been last week, and Liv playing it off as if it bothered her, only to turn on Stephanie. I thought it was a nice move. I thought this was a decent enough start to the program. But again, fine tonight, and then we got, 6 weeks? We got 50 days or so? We got 50 days or so to WrestleMania. It's all going to be in the follow-up. Is WWE going to do enough to get you excited about Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer? How anybody could be excited about Stephanie Vaquer with the fucking horrendous theme music that WWE has straddled her with. Bro, it is so fucking bad. Like, if you want to deter her from being a main event star, then please have her come out and continue to walk out with that theme music. Like, I don't know what needs to be done, bro. If Stephanie's going to WrestleMania, I swear on everything that is fucking holy, this woman cannot come out to that theme music at WrestleMania. Cannot. Like, WWE should be already in discussion with, like, Metallica or Slayer or fucking Megadeth to perform Stephanie to the fucking ring. You know what? I want to see some Tornado of Souls performed by Megadeth and no matter how bad Dave Mustaine sounds nowadays, I want to see some Peace Sells Who's Buying or Tornado of Souls or fucking something at WrestleMania. Hangar 18, something. Countdown to Extinction, something. Give me something, bro. I'll take some of their worst songs over what they got Stephanie coming out to, bro. Seriously. You got to do something. You got to do something. It is awful. I didn't get that. I got Siri fucking talking to me now that I'm mentioning. I know you love Megadeth. Bro, give me, bro, look, Stephanie, bro, all you got to do, I said this once, I'm going to say it again. Look at the woman's Spotify playlist. Choose a band and get them to perform at WrestleMania. Megadeth, Slayer, Metallica, Lamb of God, Exodus, something. One of these bands, System of a Down, I don't fucking know, something that has some fucking oomph to it. Ridiculous. Every time the woman comes out, it's like, oh man, who's this fucking loser? Bro, Stephanie walks out as if she already lost the match with her theme music. She's probably thinking in her head, man, this shit sucks. Man, I don't believe I gotta come out to this fucking garbage. Absolutely fucking insane, bro. Bro, the chat's giving me bands. The chat's giving me better band recommendations than anything WWE could give me. Hatebreed, Iron Maiden, Alice in Chains. Puddle of Mud. Let me find out somebody listens to Puddle of Mud, bro. Awful. One of them fucking trucker hick bands. Nobody listens to that shit here. Fuck out of here, man. Creed? Who listens to Creed when you got Alter Bridge? Who? Scott Stapp is terrible. His voice is awful. How anybody listens to that man sing is ridiculous. Trivium, Cradle of Filth, Slipknot, Rammstein, Nickelback. Captain Solo, I'm disappointed in you, bro. Come on, man. Avenged Sevenfold. After their last album? They shouldn't even be making music after their last album. Bro, if Triple H can come out to fucking For Whom the Bell Tolls, then I'm sure he could do something for Stephanie Vaquer. Byron Saxton. He was about to interview Javon Evans backstage, but he was quickly greeted by Offset. Who? Offset. The rapper Offset. New Day and Grayson Waller interrupted. Xavier Woods was offended that they weren't honoring him tonight in his hometown. New Day also wondered why Offset showed up tonight, given that they had repeatedly invited him to Monday Night Raw in the past. Offset said Because New Day sucks. Evans challenged Kofi to a fight. Woods wanted to fight him, but his arm was in a sling, so Kofi was the one who accepted the match instead. And that's the way that match made the show. So we got quick clips here of wrestlers talking about how much they love AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, Charlotte Flair, Sami Zayn, Kurt Angle, Finn Balor, R-Truth, Tyson Kidd, Xavier Woods, and even Roman Reigns. Then they showed Michin, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows. They were backstage. So the club made their return on Monday night. They were not seen on camera outside of this. They did not show up in the ring with him. They were just there to celebrate AJ Styles. Natalya, or I should say Nattie, versus Maxxine Dupri. Bro, this match, Maxxine got somewhat of an entrance. Natalya got no entrance. We come back from a commercial and the match is ding, ding, ding. The bell rings. And it legitimately goes 90 seconds. Nattie defeated Maxxine via referee stoppage in 90 seconds. So they fought outside the ring until Natalya booted Maxxine into the steel post. It was the same post spot that you see all the time, where someone goes face first into it. Maxxine sold it. Nattie attacked her with punches until the referee tried to pry Natalya off of Maxxine. The referee eventually got Nattie to stop. He backed her against the barricade, and he eventually called the match off. Natalya was announced the winner. This was 90 seconds too long. How exactly do you want me, the viewer, to get excited about Natalya when you got 12,000 people in there supposedly watching a wrestling show, but sounded like they were watching a fucking burial and a funeral? Bro, I never heard 12,000 people as silent and quiet as they were tonight during this entire 90 seconds. Bro, the bell rang for the referee stoppage, and I swear to God, man, I got uncomfortable with the amount of silence emanating off my I legitimately thought I had my TV on mute by accident. That's how quiet it was. Natalya is a legend. She's been doing this a very long time. She's great at what she does, okay? She's a great professional wrestler. This is not working. I don't know if it's Natalya's part and Natalya's problem, or if it's WWE and their problem, or a mixture of both parties' problems. The low-key legend got over, and people were talking about Natalya in a positive light when she did Bloodsport and she did GCW and fucking AAA and all these other, whatever she was doing. She came out and she was legit. Came out to Rage Against the Machine. She was wearing the fucking mouth guard and she was beating people up. That could have translated to television. It could have. Do you know how it could have translated to television, chat? If you gave this woman somewhat of a personality that people can, I don't know, emotionally connect to. Do we hear from Natalya? We do, but most of the time we don't. And when we do hear from Natalya, it's in this very cringy, very over-the-top, like menacing, like fighter promo. The ones that Marina Shafir used to cut that translated to absolute silence on national television, which was very uncomfortable. The same type of bullshit that Shayna Baszler had to go through, the same type of bullshit that Ronda Rousey went through in her second WWE run. Bro, it's not working. You made Natalya, who took something that was genuine to her, and you made it into a fucking joke. Go and look at the heel turn. It all started there. Natalya hasn't been on television. Before that heel turn on Maxxine, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, happened in Belfast, Ireland. Natalya turns heel to crickets. Silence. Before that, Natalya hasn't been on television, I would say, in 6 or 7 months. The last time she was on television, she was in a Queen of the Ring triple threat qualifier on Raw. Nothing. The only time we seen Nattie was in training videos with Maxxine while Maxxine was trying to get back her IC title from Becky Lynch. WWE has done her no favors, and the gimmick has not translated to the WWE main roster because WWE doesn't know what to do with something like this. Natalya's got no personality. And if she does have a personality, you saw it when she was doing her own thing. When she gave WWE this gimmick and WWE gave her clearance to use it, then WWE fucked it up. And now it's become just as bad. This is just as bad as the MFTs and Wyatt 6 on SmackDown. You want remote changing heat. There you go. Natalya gets nothing. Nothing. And people made fun of me about showing up on Friday at House of Glory, and I got pelted with shut the fuck up chants. Do you know what? I got a fucking reaction, whether it was genuine or not. I got a reaction. These two women, one of which has been doing this for how fucking long, got no reaction. Awful. I never want to see this again. I don't know what this is doing for Maxxine. I don't know what the whole premise of this is. Fucking awful. Wasted time. Just dreadful television. Dreadful. J.D. McDonough. He apologized to Finn Balor, who showed up to the Judgment Day Clubhouse wearing a suit. He was a hothead last week. All he wanted was to see Balor become champion. Balor accepted his apology. He said brothers fought, but they always made up. He was planning on becoming WWE champion, but he had to do it alone. Ted N in the chat. Ted N in the chat says, nothing is ever positive, Ted N. Ted N says, do you have anything positive to say? Do you have anything positive to say? Do you have anything positive to say? It's always so negative, JD. Ted N, the only thing I have to say to you that's positive is the fact that your mother makes a goddamn good meal, bro. She makes a goddamn good meal. And then when the light goes off, oh my God, man, your mother is super fucking positive. The show sucks. What do you want me to be positive about? The show fucking sucks. What would you like me to say? Would you like me to come on here and fucking openly shill the product so that I'm met with JD's changed? JD isn't the same guy he was 5 years ago. Which payroll would you like me to be on? I can't be on Tony Khan's payroll because nobody the fuck wants me there. I don't want to be on Triple H's payroll if this is the fucking product we're getting. Which payroll do you want me to be on? You know what payroll I'm on? My own fucking payroll. Because we don't cater to either company. We do what we do every week, and we bring the most honest content in the community. You don't like it? Suck my fucking cock. That's what I have to say. There's your positivity, okay? Fucking ridiculous. Oh, but you're never positive, JD. Positive my fucking nuts. Positive. Show's fucking terrible. What would you like me to be positive about? Another fucking fucking half-witted, brain-dead idiot coming in here from social media. Oh, but he always shits on AEW, and he's got his nose up Triple H's asshole all the time. Which is it? Which is it? I'm negative, but then at the same time, I got my fucking nose up Triple H's asshole. Which is it? Watch the fucking content. That's what I have to say. Watch the content. You haven't watched one fucking minute of content. You came in here ranting about me being negative during a Natalya segment. Natalya. The day we're positive about Natalya, I swear to fucking Christ, I swear to God. The day we're positive about Natalya, I want you to fucking unsubscribe. Please, please, please. Do me a favor and fucking unsubscribe. Seriously. The day we are positive about Nattie, I want everybody to fucking go watch somebody else. Please. Please. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Get him out! Is he out? Is he gone? Please. Somebody get him out. Is he gone? I want him gone. I want him completely banished into the ether. Get him out. Get him out. I hope we banish him to the upside down and Vecna fucking absolutely fucking kills you and goodbye. Banished. Goodbye. Goodbye, Ted. Goodbye. Kathy Kelly interviewed Trick Williams. Says he plans on winning the Chamber Saturday. Trick Williams is not winning the Elimination Chamber. Sorry, Trick Willie. WWE pandered to their celebrity friends in the crowd. Tyler Reddick, 2 Chainz, Lil Yachty were in the front row. Adam Pearce was standing in front of the wooden crate. Adam Pearce said, ship it to Chicago so he and Nick Aldis could open it together on Saturday. The biggest thing going into the chamber is this fucking crate. You believe that? Who's coming out of the crate, chat? Maybe it's Ted. Maybe Ted comes out of the crate with a fucking brain. Rusev. He approached Adam Pearce before Rusev was confronted by Obafemi. Adam Pearce told him, save it for another day. Because tonight was about AJ Styles. You know what another day should be, chat? How about we do it at the Elimination Chamber? Being that we only got 3 matches, and the fucking crate. 3 matches and the fucking crate for the Elimination Chamber. You believe that? Or what else is on the chamber? The 2 chambers, right? We got Becky versus AJ Lee. And CM Punk, 4 matches. Forgot that CM Punk Balor match because it's so important. 4 matches and the crate. Instead of giving us 5 matches and the crate. 4 matches. Got to stick within the guidelines of Triple H's 4 matches, 4-match limit. Gee, I wonder why people aren't showing up to the fucking shows when you give them only 4 matches and no fucking story going into it. Gee, I wonder why you're not selling the fucking venue out. Brock Lesnar. He entered with Paul Heyman. This is where I thought we were going to get at least some excitement on this show. Some excitement on this show. So Paul Heyman's out there with Brock Lesnar. He said he is a wise man and he is an oracle. Shout out to Issa in the chat. I see Issa's in the chat, or was in the chat. Shout out to Issa. One of the very few that I enjoy watching, and one of the very few I actually support in this community of fakes. Issa's busted her ass, and all the other fakes that were invited to the WW2K thing. Issa was one of the few genuine people there doing her business. So congratulations to Issa for the opportunity there, doing work. And we love Issa. And all the Demonites. And we need to get a drink soon. I could certainly use one. This road to WrestleMania is fucking driving me crazy. You know, I'm telling you, I got to go to this Squared Circle Cafe. I think we should all meet up at this Square Circle Cafe. Just walk in like we own the fucking joint. Seriously. Genuinely curious what this place is about. I'm following them on social media. It looks like they got some tasty beverages there. Gotta go. Anyway, Lesnar. He said traditionally, WrestleMania had two main events, the title match and the Undertaker streak. He said his client conquered the Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. He said that means the main event spot went to Lesnar. He said now the only dead man walking in WWE is the one who comes down the aisle to face Brock Lesnar. Heyman said everyone is asking who will fight him in Las Vegas. Lesnar says he doesn't have a prediction or a spoiler for them. He said not one person was man enough to step up and take the ass kicking of biblical proportions that awaited them if they stepped up to face Lesnar. Heyman said in an effort of full transparency, he listed the dates Lesnar will be appearing on Monday Night Raw on the road to WrestleMania. March 16, March 23rd, March 30th, April 6th, and April 13th. So we won't see Brock Lesnar for another 2.5 weeks. Gee, I hope they got a plan for Obafemi in the next 2.5 weeks. He says he doesn't think anyone's going to answer Brock's open challenge. He said the real main event of WrestleMania is whoever is going to get their ass kicked and conquered at WrestleMania. He said there is no one in the locker room with the balls to take that ass kicking. So instead of doing something today to get people excited about Lesnar's match at WrestleMania and then building on that, they opted to bring Lesnar, shill his schedule so that people buy tickets to a show that has nothing advertised to it in hopes of people getting excited for WrestleMania because now Brock Lesnar's announced himself for the WrestleMania card, which I think all of us assumed anyway. WWE is very weird about how they do certain things and operate business. Do you know what's going to get people to buy tickets for the fucking show, chat? When you announce actual matches for the show. Instead of probable matches or an appearance here, an appearance there, or an open challenge here. Open challenges are the fucking worst thing that has happened to professional wrestling because both companies show you that they have not a genuine idea with anything. Nothing about an open challenge is creative. WWE's been doing open challenges for the last 7 months. And now I'm supposed to get excited about a Brock Lesnar open challenge at WrestleMania. Do you know how you're going to sell tickets? Do you know how you're going to generate interest and excitement? Do you know how you're going to get people hyped up for WrestleMania? When you announce actual fucking matches between performers. Brock Lesnar's having an open challenge. Please come to WrestleMania. Absolutely fucking void of any... They do not give back to the fans. In any way, shape, or form, they do not give back to the fans. They want to fucking bleed you dry of everything instead of doing what is right. Build a match between two people, build a story, and then make the match feel important. How difficult is that concept? Has pro wrestling changed that drastically in 2026 that we're now avoiding the simplicity of what makes the sport special? Give me one performer versus another performer, a babyface versus a heel. Give me a proper story to tell over weeks of television that leads to a big pay-per-view match. And if that pay-per-view match ends in a fuck finish, another pay-per-view match and a series of matches that builds around a story or a championship. Now we'll just announce Lesnar for WrestleMania, and then we'll code his WrestleMania appearance with an open challenge. Bro, unless the open challenge is fucking Kenny Omega or something just astronomically fucking absurd, then why are we bothering with an open challenge when the guy that everybody wants Brock Lesnar to face is legitimately on the roster? How is that an open challenge? Everybody knows already. If it is, I don't even know at this point if it's Obafemi. Everybody knows it's probably going to end up being Obafemi. They can't be that fucking stupid. Like, everyone knows it's going to be Obafemi. How is that a surprise? How is that an open challenge? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What do I know, though, man? I sit here in front of a green screen and I fucking yell at a camera. What the fuck do I know? Becky Lynch, she addressed AJ Lee. She listed her firsts and said she took the business to heights she never would have. She says she made the IC title the most talked about in all WWE and said that AJ Lee doesn't deserve to hold it. She said she'll retire in front of her friends and family in her hometown. She said she's the least talented AJ to retire this year. They gave Becky Lynch 30 seconds to cut a pre-taped vignette promo. And this was better than both weeks that we just seen combined. The build-up to this match has been fucking terrible. I'd be shocked if AJ Lee loses her first match in over 10 years in Chicago, of all places. Not one of them Triple H moments. Javon Evans. He went one-on-one with Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods and Grayson Waller in his corner, and Offset was in Javon Evans' corner because we needed a celebrity appearance here on the show. This was probably the best thing on the show by default because this show was just overly offensive. But Javon Evans wins here in 10 minutes. We'll pick it up after the break. Kingston held control through the commercial break. Evans made a comeback, attempted a moonsault. Kingston dodged the moonsault. Evans landed on his feet. It looked like he hurt himself, but he was selling his leg on the landing. Kingston followed with an SOS for a 2. Evans sent Kingston out of the ring, leaping dive while selling the leg by Javon Evans. Waller punched Evans with the referee distracted. Kingston hit a famouser for a 2. Offset comes over. He got involved and he threw Grayson Waller over the announce desk and backed Xavier Woods off, who's got one arm. Kingston yelled at Offset for getting involved. Evans flew in with a OG cutter on Kofi Kingston for the win. They're building up Javon Evans as a dark horse potential for the chamber. He's not winning the Elimination Chamber. I'm glad that he's in there because I think the young kid needs some shine for sure, and I think that would be a great way to do it. Same thing with Trick Williams. I'm glad both of them are in because that's how you build stars, but he's not winning the Elimination Chamber. What he does at WrestleMania is more, or should be more, of a talking point. What is he doing at WrestleMania? What I want to know. They heard more messages from AJ's friends and colleagues, Bayley, Rey Mysterio, Nattie. Uh-oh, Ted. Uh-oh. Miz, Robert Roode, Booker T, Abyss, Randy Orton, CM Punk, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Frankie Kazarian was walking backstage, stopped seeing a boiler room. He opened the door, and Abyss walked out. Bro, Abyss looked like he was the least intimidating version of himself ever. 20 years too late, huh? Finn Balor. Pre-tape promo here by Finn Balor selling the CM Punk match at the Elimination Chamber. There's not really much to be said here. So basically, Finn Balor, with the match coming up on Saturday, he said Punk wasn't the only one with people mad at him. He had people mad at him too, but they needed to understand why he needed to do this. He needed to prove the doubters, the critics, the Judgment Day that he can do this by himself and be the champion. It's been 10 years of what ifs. You can learn a lot from a win, but you can learn a lot more from a defeat. When he lost to Punk, he learned to stop asking what if. If you guys want the name of Creed's best song, there you go. It's not the one that they played tonight with AJ Styles in that video package. He learned to tell himself when you beat Punk, when you become world champion, and when you go to the main event of WrestleMania, there would be no more what ifs because everyone would know there is a new best in the world. Finn Balor is going to continue to ask what if because he's not beating CM Punk in Chicago. More of WWE's elite friends, Dwight Howard, Jermaine Dupri, Funny Marco, and Bow Wow were in attendance. CM Punk, he's got a promo here on tonight's show, selling the match against Finn Balor. This wasn't even a big-time reaction for CM Punk. It was a very lukewarm reaction. Fans chanted his name, but he wanted fans to chant for AJ Styles instead. There were a few things he wanted to address before they go to Chicago. Punk had his own what-ifs for Balor. What if Balor didn't jump him in Toronto? What if Balor didn't interrupt his last match against Styles? Well, Balor wouldn't be getting a title match. People wondered what Punk was doing. He says he was doing the best he could. He was giving the fans the fighting champion they deserved, following in the footsteps of Terry Funk, who got no reaction. Harley Race, who got no reaction. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, Triple H. Punk didn't like dealing in what-ifs. What if Roman Reigns was here tonight? The fans chanted for Roman Reigns, but Punk said this was why he didn't like dealing in what-ifs, because they weren't rooted in reality, and Reigns wasn't there. The fans booed, but Punk says they couldn't be booing him because he was there, boots on the ground every Monday night, making every town on every tour. Punk asked, what if Balor beat him? Well, no risk, no reward. Reigns would be on Raw next week. What if Punk didn't wait till WrestleMania and punched Reigns right in the face next Monday? He didn't deal in what ifs. He dealt in facts. He didn't have to ask, what if he was the champion like Balor did? Because he was the champion. He was the best in the world. He was the main event of WrestleMania. He was CM Punk. Punk is always spot on with his promos. I don't think people realize going into this, even with the match and the story that's taking place here, I don't think people realize how predictable this is. CM Punk is not losing the WWE Championship before, or the World Heavyweight Championship, that is, before we get to Punk and Reigns. And I said from day one, as soon as this match was announced, this is not about Punk and the world title. It's about Balor and the story within the Judgment Day. And Triple H, come Saturday, at the conclusion of this match, needs to give us something of a story that takes us from the loss into what happens next. And we need to see that play out on Saturday. Whether it's Balor gets kicked out, the Judgment Day has had enough of Balor, he embarrassed them enough, he's a loser, kick him out. And we begin Balor transforming himself, babyface, into the demon against Dominic for the Intercontinental title. That's the WrestleMania match. Women's triple threat here. Final women's Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Io Sky, Kairi Sane, and Raquel Rodriguez. We go into a commercial break. Io hits her Asai moonsaults right before the break. After the break, Io hits Kyrie with a missile dropkick. Crowd got behind her until Rodriguez quieted them up in Atlanta. Io saved Sane from a Tejana bomb and drove her into the ring post. Sky hits Rodriguez with a suicide dive. Kyrie followed with an insane elbow on Rodriguez to the outside. Io dropkicked Rodriguez into the timekeeper's area before Kyrie hit Io with a back fist right in front of the commentary table. So Io avoided an insane elbow in the ring, hit a moonsault. She had it won, but Rodriguez broke up the cover by yanking Sane out of the ring. Io hit Rodriguez with a missile dropkick, followed by the bullet train. Rodriguez tried fighting her off, but Io nailed the tornado DDT. She set up for a moonsault. Kyrie shoved her out of the ring. Sane went for the insane elbow, but missed. Cole said Rodriguez got her knees up. I don't know if that's exactly what happened or not, but Kyrie did not hit the move. Rodriguez was already rolling out of the way as Sane was coming down. Rodriguez followed with a Tejana bomb, and that was it. Raquel Rodriguez is advancing to the Women's Elimination Chamber. Io is not in, which is surprising because I think everybody factored Io into winning. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but Raquel Rodriguez winning this now only yields two potential winners. It's either going to be Rhea or Tiffany. Now, the way that I look at it is, does WWE give us Rhea and Jade, with Rhea and Io losing the tag team titles on Friday to Lash Legend and Nia Jax to get them off of Rhea and Io so that Rhea can go on and wrestle Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship? That's one option. I don't see them doing that. I don't see them doing that at all. Because by that, you're actively leaving Io off the WrestleMania card. And if Io's not on the WrestleMania card, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. Unless WWE gives us Rhea and Jade. And then we do Io versus Julia. And they're still tag team champions. And they're just going after singles championships. And then maybe after Mania, they'll lose the tag team titles. I don't really see that being the case, that last part. I would assume that they take the belts off of them to put it on somebody else because I know the Bella Twins want to win the tag team titles. Maybe we get Rhea and Jade. Maybe we get Io and Julia. Maybe that's what they're going for. But then that leaves Tiffany off the WrestleMania card, which I don't really give a fuck about. Do you honestly care if Tiffany Stratton has a WrestleMania match? I don't. Who cares? She came back in January. She was number 30 in the Royal Rumble. She's been factored into nothing. She would rather promote her boyfriend on fucking TikTok and Instagram than do anything meaningful on television. Who gives a fuck? If Tiffany Stratton misses WrestleMania, no one here is going to lose sleep. So Rhea versus Jade, Io versus Julia. Is that what we're going for? Otherwise, Rhea and Io will be mixed into the tag team vortex, and Tiffany versus Jade is your women's championship match, which buy me a pillow from fucking Crate and Barrel, and let's get this over with. Seriously. I don't want to see that at all. I don't know where you guys are thinking. I'm going with Rhea and Jade, Io, and Julia. That's what I'm going with. Not really what I wanted, but WWE's got a lot of injuries to the women's division right now, mainly Bianca Belair, and that SmackDown division's terrible. But I think that's where we're going. I could be wrong, and we may get Jade versus Tiffany and then Rio and Io in the fucking tag team vortex, but no, in this fucking administration, we'll probably get the worst of the decisions going into WrestleMania. Next week on Raw in Indianapolis, Dominic Mysterio versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther versus Dragon Lee and Roman Reigns is returning. Oh, man. AJ Styles tribute. This was actually the most wholesome part of the show. We got this great video package. This is where WWE thrives. AJ Styles video package with music by Creed. Higher. Nice to get some Mark Tremonti on some WWE programming. Steve Austin called him the best wrestler on 2 feet. Kurt Angle called him the most talented wrestler he's been in the ring with. Undertaker says he couldn't think of a better person to have his last match with. There were also kind words from Bayley, Miz, Orton, his wife, Wendy. This was all set to footage of AJ Styles wrestling in TNA and in WWE. Man, that TNA partnership is really coming in handy for WWE, huh? AJ, he comes on out, took a deep breath. He got a standing ovation. Fans chanting, "Thank you, AJ. Thank you, AJ." He spoke, and then he joked that he thought about wearing a suit tonight, but the last time he did that, he beat the piss out of Cody Rhodes, so he thought better of it. That was a great spot, by the way. A little take on Mark Henry doing the pink salmon suit, attacking John Cena. That was a great spot for AJ. Styles thought this would be easier, but if he got choked up, he wanted fans to know it was because he wasn't sad. Styles said he was so grateful to be in Atlanta. He grew up 45 minutes down the road in Gainesville, Georgia. People usually didn't get to have a moment like this when they retired, so he was grateful. But at his core, he was still that kid from Gainesville who fell in love with professional wrestling. He wrestled in Gainesville, in the TNA Asylum in Nashville, in the Tokyo Dome in Japan, and under the bright lights at WrestleMania. He wrestled some OGs in TNA. Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, Frankie Kazarian. They made a mark on pro wrestling. He went to Japan, met some good brothers. Gallows and Anderson showed him how to have fun in pro wrestling. It didn't have to be serious all the time. If he was having fun, so were the fans. He did almost everything. Almost. The one thing he didn't do was be a full-time father. He pointed at his family who was sitting front row. He says he missed birthdays, anniversaries, games. He missed it all, and that was tough. His flex should be that he won all those championships around the world in pro wrestling. But his biggest flex was having the best wife in the world. She never slowed him down or told him to stop. She kept pushing him forward. She held the family together even though he had to watch them all grow up on FaceTime. She was the one. He told her, "I love you." He thanked the kids for being there in the front row tonight. He said things didn't go his way, or it didn't go the way the fans wanted it to go against Gunther at the Royal Rumble. It wasn't the way he thought it should go either, but it was poetic. Not many people go out there where they started. He debuted in the WWE at the Rumble in 2016, and the last match he had was at the Rumble in 2026, 10 years later. He didn't leave his gloves in the ring at the Royal Rumble, but he was a man of his word. He removed his leather vest, placed it on the mat. He said he didn't remove his gloves because he wanted to take them with him, bring them to Atlanta, and leave his gloves here at home. He removed his gloves and placed them down on his vest in the ring. From the bottom of my heart, I would have been nothing without you all. Thank you for your love. I love you right back. Thank you. So we got the Triple H traditional trademark graphic airing, but the show continued. Wrestlers came out, filled the stage. They all gave AJ Styles a standing ovation. Fans chanting, "Thank you." The lights went out, and the Undertaker's gong went off in the arena. Taker entered on his motorcycle to his Kid Rock theme. Taker entered with a microphone and looked down at Styles' gloves. Taker remarked, "You're just going to leave your stuff here and leave, huh?" Taker says that they had unfinished business. Now, I know I'm not the only one who thought that Undertaker was coming out of retirement and challenging AJ Styles at WrestleMania. I know you thought the same thing as well. But then you look at The Undertaker, I'm like, nah, I don't want to see that. Styles looked surprised. Taker told him there was a saying, "If you see me coming, you're already gone." Well, Taker wanted to change that. If you see me coming, that means you're going. Now, I didn't know what this meant. Fans figured out what was coming. So did Styles. We all did at that point. Taker announced that Styles was the newest inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame. This got a massive reaction from the Atlanta crowd, the biggest of the night. Styles had a huge smile on his face. He appeared to be learning this right then and there. He had no idea. It was a genuine reaction, tears in his eyes. He did not know this was coming, so that was a great moment. We all felt this together, which was great. Styles' family now at ringside. They all got into the ring. They hugged. "You deserve it" was chanted. Styles hugged Taker. Styles was genuinely happy. Everybody embraced. Styles' music played, and the show went off the air. This was a great moment. I can't sit here and knock this moment. This was great. AJ, he didn't get this. They had him retire in Saudi. And with the calendar coming up with Raw heading to Atlanta, WWE thought it was the best place to do this here. There was no choice. They weren't going to do it in Saudi. And they weren't going to do it the week after the Rumble, when Gunther was the one who needed that heat. So they waited and did it in Atlanta, and I thought that was a classy move. They gave AJ the floor. They gave him the whole segment. They came out. They celebrated him. They gave him the Hall of Fame induction. Everything about it was great. If WWE had the balls, they would have played out the Gunther angle throughout the entire show, with him trying to get back into the building and eventually get back in the building and attack both the Undertaker and AJ Styles right then and there while he's being carted off in fucking handcuffs. That's what I would have done. Regardless of them not playing out that angle. I know the rumor is AJ wrestling this year, going to AEW, doing what he's got to do to round out his career. I genuinely don't know. This is something that I think a lot of us just haven't really figured out. There's not any log to the fire. There's not any clear indication of what's going on. It's just been very quiet. Andrew Zarian put out some cryptic tweets. We had some AEW talent talking about Styles and, them using the term phenomenal on social media. And I know people want him to go there. And I'm sure Tony's got a fucking blank check already waiting on his desk, and he's foaming at the mouth to get AJ Styles. I get it. I think everybody wants to see that too. AJ versus Kenny, AJ versus Swerve, AJ versus Ospreay, AJ versus MJF, AJ versus Okada, AJ versus Takeshita, AJ versus Fletcher. AJ Styles could do big business there. Just giving us pro wrestling matches that would fucking, every one of them would be match of the year candidates. How much his body's got left in him, I don't know. The one thing that stops me from thinking about, he's going over there, I just don't get a sense that WWE is going to allow that to happen. As soon as AJ retired at the Rumble, they had him on the Stephanie McMahon podcast. They want to control the narrative. They want to set the tone. They want to tell you where AJ is going instead of AJ telling you where he's going. Everything's about monetizing. Monetize this. They got a whole new merchandise line. They got a phenomenal line, retirement line on WWE Shop, Hall of Fame. WWE's keeping AJ Styles around not because they want him around. They want him around to make money. WWE wants AJ around because they want to monetize AJ Styles. They're putting him in the Hall of Fame. Nobody is generating any interest for WrestleMania. They're using AJ as the second biggest inductee, in my opinion, the biggest inductee this year, because Stephanie's a non-factor. They're using him as an inductee into the Hall of Fame to sell interest for the Hall of Fame for WrestleMania weekend to entice people to go. They're not putting AJ Styles in the Hall of Fame legitimately a month after he retired because they want to put him in the Hall of Fame. They want to put him in the Hall of Fame to keep him grounded in the WWE family to sell tickets. They want to put him in the Hall of Fame and keep him grounded so he doesn't go to AEW. So that he doesn't take this phenomenal world tour to the enemy team. I don't know how many other people are going to tell you that, but that's the way that I see it. They're monetizing AJ Styles. They don't give a fuck about AJ. They don't give a fuck about AJ's retirement. They only give a fuck about AJ's retirement because they make some extra money with him not being there with new merch and Hall of Fame and tickets and interest for WrestleMania. That's it. They don't give a fuck about him wanting to go wrestle this guy, that guy to close out his wrestling career. They don't give a fuck about that. In fact, they'll do everything to not allow that to happen. What's next? Giving him a Legends deal and keeping him grounded at the Performance Center so he teaches the future. WWE is going to do everything to keep AJ away from All Elite Wrestling. WWE is not in the business for professional wrestling. WWE is in the business for WWE to make money. They don't give a fuck about him. The fans do. That's what I see that they're doing. Now, I don't know if WWE is going to keep him grounded and how long they will keep him grounded. I don't know if it's just this year. I don't know if he rides his contract out through the Hall of Fame and then tells them, you know what, I'm going. I'm doing what I want to do. Thank you for the Hall of Fame and thank you for the love. I'm going to go do what I got to do. I told my kids and my wife I'm gone at the end of the year. I want to get these matches in. Who knows? We don't know if it's just through Mania. Maybe it is. That's what I initially thought it was. Get through Mania, do the Gunther match at Mania, goodbye, go to AEW, and then retire in January. Now it's seemingly looking like that they got him through Mania, but for Hall of Fame induction, it may end up being the same thing, and he ends up in AEW after Mania. But again, I don't know. I just can't see WWE allowing that to happen. So you let me know what you guys think. I don't know. You let me know what you guys think about it. I just think it's, it's disguised as a beautiful moment, but it's nothing more than WWE monetizing AJ Styles for their own personal gain and their own personal reasons. Thank you guys for all your support. If you did enjoy tonight's live stream, we had 3,300 people in here on a Monday night. Thank you guys very much. You guys kicked ass tonight. You guys have been great. And we're going to get into your super chats here in just a second. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of tonight's Monday Night Raw and what you think of AJ's Hall of Fame induction. Tonight, we're sponsored by Mars Men. Man, if you watch Raw tonight, you know exactly what low energy looks like. That show felt like it woke up tired. Brock Lesnar shows up, does nothing. The whole thing felt flat, no urgency, no drive, just going through the motions. And honestly, that's how a lot of guys feel when something is off. It's not dramatic. You're not falling apart. You're just not sharp. Workouts feel heavier, focus fades quicker. That stage of your life gets increasingly harder, and that steady edge you used to have, it's inconsistent. I've been there. Naturally, I went down the research rabbit hole. Low T kept coming up. Then you look into TRT and realize what that actually means long term. Weekly shots, dependency, shutting down your body's natural production. That didn't sit right with me. Going into this year, I wanted to support my body, not replace it. That's when I started using Mars Men. Mars Men is a potent and natural testosterone stack designed to optimize your body's ability to forge usable testosterone. No synthetics, no needles, no dependency, just real ingredients that support healthy T levels, stamina, and recovery. For me, it's about consistency, steadier energy, stronger lifts, better focus during long streams. I don't feel like I'm coasting through segments anymore. I feel locked in. Main event AJ Styles Hall of Fame energy, not to show up and do nothing energy. It's made in the USA, third-party tested, comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Over 91% of users report higher energy levels and I understand why. If you're tired of feeling flat and want to feel more like yourself again, this is worth looking into. For a limited time, our listeners get 50% off for life, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. It's a perfect way to kick off the new year strong. That's mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts when you check out. And after you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support JD and Off the Script and tell them that we sent you. mengotomars.com. Let's get into these super chats. We're going to start at the top here. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. JD, how much snow did you get? Let's go. OTS. Yeah. Got to be in the 20 inches, brother. Got to be in the 20 inches. True Crime Unleashed with a 5. Predictable Paul wants to add Aleister Black to the championship match at WrestleMania 42 by making it a fatal 5-way. He sees him as a main event player. Aleister Black is not a main event level performer for WrestleMania. Hasn't been booked like one, and I do not believe he belongs there. I don't know where you heard that rumor. It is unequivocally false. Absolutely no way. Caden with a $1.99. Thank you, Caden. Boss Mo Jackson with a $4.99. What's going on? Tonight's show is off for real, for real. Some weird happenings on this show. I don't know. It's almost like a black cloud hovering over the show. Alba versus Rusev. Don't take my money. Poor Rusev. And then he says, Brock Lesnar. I love Heyman's promos. Yeah, there was a certain energy that was off tonight. Maybe they need mengotomars.com. Twister 1296 with a $4.99. I'm dead ass serious when I say this was one of the worst Raws I ever watched in my life. In your life? That's 30 plus years of Monday Night Raw, bro. I don't think I'd go that far. Michelle Moran with a $5 super chat. If we are on the road to WrestleMania, will someone please tell me where the exit ramp is to get off? Is Triple H trying to make WrestleMania 42 worse than WrestleMania 32? This show sucks. I don't think they care anymore. They got their money. They don't care anymore. Ethan Nelson with a $4.99. This road to WrestleMania gets worse by the week. This was the worst of the weeks. Polanco with a $1.99. The vision is cursed. I agree. Best in the world, Matt with a 17 months. Saw AJ Styles live for the first time at the Budokan in Tokyo, 2007. He's one of the main reasons I'm still a wrestling fan. Thank you, AJ. Well, he may be back there, bro. He may be back there. Ethan Nelson with a $4.99. If there was ever a filler episode in wrestling, this is the definition of it. Boss Mo Jackson with a $1.99 times 2. AJ's speech was the best part of the show. At first, I thought Undertaker would say he's facing AJ at Mania. I know, I thought that. Michelle with a 2. Interesting that AJ gets into the Hall of Fame before Cena does. Cena won't go in until after Saudi. WWE wants to wait on that for when they really need it. That's their ace up their sleeve. Demeter Bullion Doggy with a $7.99. Listen, J-Boy. Have you seen Turner and Hooch? It reminds me of Truth and Junkyard Dog Funky, Punky, Monkey, Donkey. It's my birthday today. I want to see some fucking birthday cake emojis from my guy Demeter Bully and Doggy. Let's do it. Lennon Jimenez video tribute with the Creed song had me in tears. Nah, that wasn't. I didn't get emotional for that. I got emotional for John Cena's retirement, but AJ's retirement, nah. Nah, I didn't get emotional for that. Mid-range with the $2.99. Who's doing voodoo magic on the Vision? Thank you, AJ. Maybe secretly it's Triple H because he knows the gimmick is terrible. Or maybe Paul Heyman. Maybe Triple H doesn't see it's terrible. Maybe it's Paul Heyman. AJ looks surprised about the Hall of Fame induction, says Lennon. He was. Nobody told him. That was a genuine reaction. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. As sad as it is to see you go, thank you, AJ. Glow J with 12 months. Was sad to see AJ retire tonight. Couldn't help but shed a tear. He will be deeply missed. I'm glad he were at least able to say goodbye to all of us. Yes. I'm glad that they afforded him that luxury tonight, for sure. Thank you, Glow J. Lennon with a 20 in Mexican pesos. 4 seconds. For a second, I thought WrestleMania rematch, wheelchair match between Taker and AJ. Yeah. Yeah, then you look at The Undertaker and realize that he's not primed and ready for any wrestling ever again. Siliths with a $100 super chat. Thank you, Siliths. Started us off the right way tonight. Love to see it. It's me, Caden, with a 28 months. I really thought Undertaker would wrestle again. Thank God he didn't. Silas with 10 months. I don't want to seem negative about the announcement. I think it's well overdue for AJ. I just feel like the timing was off. I hope I didn't disrespect. No, brother. Hopefully I gave you the answer that you were looking for. I don't think it's being done I don't think it's being done in a genuine way. Lennon, everything is all right as long as we do this. Matthew with a $1.99. This show was Rikishi levels of cheeks. MGM Bolin. 51 months. It was great seeing you at Hog on Friday. I don't want to bother you since I figured you were busy getting caught up on everything, but let's fucking go. Brother, I saw you walk towards I saw you walk towards at least the bathroom side. You walked by where commentary was. I seen you. I was thinking you were going to come by. I was thinking you maybe saw me, but hopefully at the next one. Hopefully at the next one if they don't get rid of me for no fucking reason. Ice Road Vay with a $5 super chat. Thumbs down. Tone VC with a $2 super chat. Hennessy Old Fashioned. It's all you, brother. Jeff with 12 months. Hey, JD, terrible show tonight. And they've been bad mostly so far this year. Hate to say this, but WWE needs complete overhaul. Riders creative thoughts. I agree. It's amazing we're living in a dimension where AEW is actually putting on better television than WWE. Paul or Paula. New membership, Paula. Thank you. I love your profile picture, Paula. It's a cute kitty. It's a legitimate kitten, chat. Get your mind out of the gutter. Yo boy Pete with the $4.99. Division's got to be cursed. First Seth, then Braun, now Reed. What do you do with the masked man now? I don't know. Dump it. DJ with the $4.99. So Maxxine's arm hit the turnbuckle and she was knocked out cold. Misswell been knocked out by an envelope. It would have been the same concept. Bro, anything Nattie and Maxxine has been dreadful television. Richard Cohn with 11 months. AJD Wrestling is just as boring as ever. AEW, WWE. Thank you for watching this shit. I'm going to say, Jesse. They're a thing Jesse say I'll watch it so you don't. Oh, you want me to say, I watch it so you don't have to. It's basically what it boils down to, Richard, yes. Street Fighter with a $5 super chat, wishing Bronson a speedy recovery, but maybe WWE shouldn't create a fake injury angle just for the moment. Well, they certainly learned their lesson. Fallen Exposure with a $4 super chat. Blue chicken with coffee emoji. Thank you, Fallen. Grant with a $2 super chat. Well-deserved return to House of Glory, JD. The man is back. Yeah, let's not get so hasty. Hopefully I'm in Chicago. And then back on the 21st in Long Island. Sidro with a $10 super chat. How did construction crew know who stepped in the wet cement? They had concrete evidence. And what does banana bread do after it's done getting baked? It loafs around. P.S. Hit major on slots 1K1. Eric M77 with a $10 super chat. Here we go, TKO shoving all these celebrities down our fucking throats because they need to sell tickets. Celebs, by the way, that nobody gives a flying fuck about. Swear to God, they're destroying WWE. Bro, the whole show sucks. Everything about it sucks. Triple M, yes I am. And I'm inching closer to maybe buying Marathon. I know you don't want to hear that, but I'm hearing and watching good things about it. Chris with the 44 months. The weather sucks lately. Winter needs to end ASAP. I agree. Nathan Cox with the 199. I'm hearing Vince Saudis are buying WWE soon. That's a false story. That got started by a troll account who spreads nothing but fake rumors. Stop following these accounts. It's not a real news story. DJ 55 of the 199. JD, my jacket came off at 9 a.m., 70 degrees in Cali. Well, you know what, DJ? Fuck you, okay? Thank you, DJ. I'm only kidding. Sidro with a $5 super chat. Someone cut a hole in the wall of the ladies' room. Police are looking into it. That's a good one. That's a good one. And what's the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus. The flag is a big plus. Yes. Yes. Yo, boy, Pete with a $4.99. Do you think Triple H lets AJ headline the Hall of Fame class, or Stephanie will be the headline inductee? Bro, Stephanie McMahon is going in last, bro. Come on. Sidro, vision divided like division. They blindsided. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. Maybe we could get a yeah and a yeet on the pod. I think I did a yeet before. That's all you get. NM94 with the $2 super chat. Triple H prefers a crock pot over an air fryer. Quite honestly, I do as well. If you know how to use a crock pot, man, oh my goodness. Vinny P with a $199. Mania 17 and 40. The product dies after its peak. Big Serpent with a $4.99. LOL, you have to bring back the falling asleep bit when talking about the tag division. That and the Who. Who? They were gold. NM94 with the $5 super chat. If Triple H was in a house fire, he'd slowly make sure all the lights were turned off and the doors were locked before calmly exiting. That's Sesame Street Levesque right there. That's what he does. Miller with a $4.99. I'd rather go through chemo again for my colon cancer than watch WWE. Oh my God. Is it that bad? HLG with a 2. Guitar match between Mustafa Ali and Elijah was awesome. Oh, you mean the guitar casket match? Michael Krause with the $2 super chat. Everyone is taking themselves out. LOL. Who needs a mess, man? Captain Solo at 5. The Vision is more cursed than King Tut's tomb. What a clusterfuck. S. Morrison with the $4.99. You see that Vince crash video? No way any of us could have gotten away with that bullshit. Talking about going to my granddaughter's birthday. High out of his mind. Bro, he's lucky to be alive. After I seen that clip, he's lucky to be alive. Seriously. Survivor, $6.99. Another wretched performance from JAE, just an entrance, Uso. The master of aura farming is Jey Uso. Cesar with a $2 super chat. If only Rey Fenix got a similar push as Dragon Lee. It's amazing. But Dragon Lee's about to be demolished by Gunther, so maybe not. Bossmo Jackson with the $4.99. I'm only mildly interested in the chamber match and almost zero interest in Mania at this point. I don't even know why I try anymore. Cedro, I hope to be. Let me get through one show at a time. You know, apparently some people there were concerned about the negative reaction I got by putting me in the ring. I didn't ask for that. People apparently want to boycott House of Glory. Nobody's boycotting House of Glory because I'm on the show. Nobody. I was told I was back, and I'm hoping to be in Chicago. Rock and Russell, the $5 super chat. Yo, JD, big fan. Just turned 23 this past Saturday. Went to Chris Stapleton concert. Hung out with family. So much fun. We do it all over again. Well, I'm glad you're here, brother. Happy birthday. And I'm glad you had a good time. Shanamtra with the 17 months. As a longtime fan of pro wrestling and WWE, I'm completely embarrassed by what I saw tonight. This was the worst Raw I ever watched since early 2022. Pretty fucking bad. Bossmo Jackson with the $4.99. Tonight's show was just awkward. The quietness during the matches threw me off guard. It was eerie. I don't know. It just didn't sit right with me. Yeah, the energy's not there, bro. The energy's not there. People paying all this money to be there and then make no noise. And then the show sucks. The more WWE does this, the less people are going to want to go to these shows. Lauren with a 5. AJ gets inducted before John Cena is wild. Nonetheless, congrats. Bronson Reed being injured isn't good for WWE. Randy Orton has to win the Elimination Chamber. Captain Solo with a $2 super chat. Ted is Denise's baby brother. Could be. Emoji Matt with a $5 super chat. I've been gone for 2 months. But can we get a Jesse to watch Raw and call it Real Raw? No. Yeah, Jesse's only going to watch what he wants to watch. He's only going to watch what he wants to watch. Steph, 497 with a $19.99. I needed that laugh. Thank you. Well, thank you for being here, Steph. Appreciate you. Bossmo Jackson with a $199. JD has gone off the deep end, rant style. Bro, don't piss me off. Oh, you're being negative, JD. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. Tonight's been one of the best streams, LOL. One of the best streams and one of the worst Raws. Chris J Productions with a $199. This might be the most underwhelming road to WrestleMania. Bro, this is worse than last year. This is worse than last year. Emoji Matt with a $5 super chat. I'm pretty sure Brother Love is in the crate. Chris Productions with a $199. Jimmy Wang Yang is in the crate, JD. I'm expecting something along those lines. I really am. Jerkerface with a $199. JD, did you like Eddie playing Master of Puppets? Yes, it was my favorite scene in the entire show outside of the scene in the last episode I watched. I just finished the episode where Vecna is reformed and Will used his powers to stop the Demigorgons. And the military was basically slaughtered. That scene was tremendous. Tremendous. But yes, Eddie playing Master of Puppets was great. And you know what? Eddie's death, out of all the deaths so far, hit me the most. Hit me the hardest. I think when it hit me hardest is when Dustin spoke to his, what was this? His uncle at the shelter. And Dustin handed him the guitar pick necklace. Yeah, man. Couple salty droplets fell from my eyes. Chris with a 199. Wheezy Blonde versus Mini Portable with Denise as the ref. 0 buy rate. Paula with a $10 super chat. Great show, JD. Much luck in 2026. Thank you, Paula. Emoji Matt with a $10 super chat. Oh, I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener. This is what I truly like to be. Because if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener, everyone would be in love with me unless my name was Ted. I fed Ted's mother my Oscar Mayer wiener. And trust me, it was salty. Colin with a $4.99. I'd rather watch Bleach 1,000 Year than watch Monday Night Raw or play Resident Evil 9 that's coming up this Friday. Nathan Rush with a $5 super chat. So a crate, a masked man, and a Lesnar Open Challenge is what we got on the road to Mania. Yeah. Nectar with a $7.99. Hey, JD, I'd love if you would review retro pay-per-views like you did back in the day. Ever thought about bringing it back, maybe Attitude or Ruthless Aggression pay-per-views? Nectar, thank you for the $7.99, brother. Hope all is well in Australia. You want me to watch more pro wrestling on top of what we consume now? I will take it under consideration. NM, $2 super chat. Triple H uses the defrost settings when microwaving. NM with a $2 super chat. Triple H escaped death, but has 0 sense of urgency. Mr. Premium with a 4 months. Nothing fancy, just hope you're doing well and continued success to you, my friend. Thank you, Mr. Premium. Justin Turner with a 5 months. Thanks for another great show, JD. Well, thank you, Justin. JDGE with a $4.99. Obafemi better be the guy who challenges Brock. If WWE genuinely thinks fans would rather see LA Knight face Brock at Mania over Oba, they're insane. It's got to be Oba. They can't be that stupid. Demeter Bullion with a $1.49. He leaves me a crazy eye emoji. IP Man with a $7.99. Can't wait to see Jay climb the cage and run it back. P.S. Big fan watching from Australia, mate. Well, thank you, IP. Appreciate you being here, brother. Joker Face with a $1.99. Slipknot, The Devil and I. Should be Stephanie's theme. Sure. Let's get the fucking band to play it live. Sidra with a $2 super chat. The Vision. More like the Shelf. So unfortunate. I could have swore I seen that joke on social media, Sidra. Was it you that made that joke on social media? And Soma BT leaves me a hot dog emoji for a $1.49 super chat. I guess that is in jest of Ted. As I feed his mother a salty Oscar Mayer wiener. Minus the bun. Thank you guys for a great stream, man. I'm getting the fuck out of here, man. I'm exhausted. This show sucks. I'll see you tomorrow with the Solid Monster. I'm sure we'll shit on this show just like we did individually, I'm sure. Captain Solo on a $5 super chat. Just changed the name of the Vision to the Cataracts. OTS for life. Thanks for all you do, JD. Yeah. Thank you, Captain Solo. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for all your support. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go and check out all the content on the channel. Plenty of it. If you guys missed the SmackDown stream, I did it on Saturday afternoon. Good stuff there. I thought it was a great stream. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this shit show tonight. We're literally the worst Raw of the year. One of the worst Raws, I think, in the last couple of years. Thank you for the super chats. Mars Men. Men go to Mars.com. 50% off. 3 free gifts. Don't forget about them. Hit that thumbs up. Continue to hit that thumbs up. We got over 1,000 likes tonight. You guys are great. We still have 2,500 people in here, man. I wish I had something more to talk about. I wish I had enough energy, man. I'd hop on Call of Duty and play some Black Ops 7 for you. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. I'll see you tomorrow night with the Solid Monster TNT. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Apparently, we got the Chamber on Saturday. Maybe we'll just talk about that. There's no fucking news. I don't know. Until then, tomorrow night, TNT, Solid Monster, right here on the channel. I'll see you guys then.